Hey everyone, Hayley here from Ikigai Oils. Today I'm going to show you a really simple editing tool that you can use that's free. It's called Canva and it's a website. It's also an app, I think only for iPhones at the moment. Hopefully they bring it on for Android soon as well. But I'm going to run you through how I use Canva and how easy it is to make your own really cool graphics and event invites and other things like headers for Facebook and Instagram and other things like that. So I'm just going to share my screen. Okay, so basically you do log on and I'm logging straight in obviously. And so you set up an account, you pick an email address and a password, and this is everything you have here is access for free. I also pay for a professional subscription, so it might look a little bit different. I can point out the differences, I guess you could say, but honestly I've only been doing that in the last, I don't know, month. Up until that point, everything I've been using has been the free service. So there's not much difference. It's more just I was trying to do some logo work and things myself to save a little bit of money. So yeah, I mean, obviously you can see here that there's popular types. So the great thing about this is they're already dimension set. So for Instagram or social media, Facebook, Twitter, whatever you're using, even things like business cards, YouTube channel headers, what else do we have? Event pages, ads. The main ones I love to use are Instagram post, social media, what else? A4 ones are really good. Anything that's an A4 size, because if you're doing posters and things, it's really handy to do that. What else do I love? You can just have a play. I mean, quite often the sizing will be very similar and it's just the layouts that they offer can be different, so it's really worth just playing around with them. So for now we're just going to go with an Instagram one, and what's going to happen, it's going to pop up and it's going to be a blank screen. So now you've got here, see how it's got like little free next to it? These are all free templates, free. If you've got something that's got a little dollar sign next to it, let's see, it's normally ones that you go, oh, that's really cool, and then you go, oh no, it's got a dollar sign. So say you really wanted to use this one, you just click over and drag it. It's probably going to have, once it loads, see the hash through? So that's like its watermark. So when you pay for it, that comes off. So I can get rid of that, I think. Let's get rid of that. So say I want to, I don't know, let's create something a little bit more fun. What do we want to do? Okay, so this one's really nice. Say this is an invite to a workshop that you have going on. So you've got a few things going on here. You've got a balloon with a picture. You may or may want this. You've got some text and you've got some text down here. So you can use this as a template, but everything is editable. So you can search for things. So say you want children. You can search for children and then little pictures come up with kids. So you might be doing a healthy class and so you say, look, oh, that costs $1, but you know what I mean? So you can pull photos across like that. You can also upload your own images. So say, for instance, I'm doing a health and lifestyle one, so I've probably uploaded some other images down here somewhere that I use on a regular basis. I've got a beautiful one I use all the time with my kitties. Where is it? So you can see everything uploads and it saves here, so you don't have to go finding things again. Okay, so I'm just going to drop and drag that into there. So that's nice and easy. I might want to change the text here and say essential oil workshop. Now that fits beautifully. There you go, that's perfect. Say I want to change the text, I can come up here and I have my brand fonts that I like to use for my brand, so I might pick that one. If it's in May 30th at 10 a.m. and then you might put my home. You know what I mean? So this is how you can change things. So that's a pretty simple one, really, and that's free. And if you wanted to download that now, you just go click down here. You can save it as a PDF, as a PNG. I know it says recommended. I always just save it as a JPEG, and then you click and it downloads it straight to your computer. How simple is that? Like, it literally can be that fast. But what I'm going to show you now is a little way to be a little bit more creative, I guess, with a few different ideas. So there you go. That's the finished product. So you can email it off to someone. You can add extra details. Say you want to let's do something a little bit different. So we want to do a poster. So let's look into something more like an A4 size. And we're like, okay, let's have a look for something a bit more fun. So you can start to go down and have a look. So say I'm going to be going on a tour and I want to do multiple kind of events. So I want to look for something that's already kind of set up, that's got things that I can slot straight into. So this might be good. You know what I mean? Like, this actually has, if I'm going to different areas, different dates, I might put in here, South Australia, because everyone knows that I like travel. Victoria, New South Wales. Actually, no, I'm going to go to ACT first. Why not do a big loop and then back? So I'm going to do these workshops, and then I might put in the time and the date, and I'll put in the details of the event. Say I want the background to be different here. You can change it. You've got all different colors here. So you can pick a color that you like. I tend to use a greeny color. I've got a brand, because this is I can just pick my brand color straight away, which is really nice and simple. I might want the blue to be maybe a black to match in with the other things. I'm going to say essential oil road trip. And I could say I want to go, okay, look, I've only got 4 events. I'm going to get rid of all of these. I'm going to delete them. I want to add in a photograph. You know what I mean? I'm going to go into here and I'm going to go to frames. And now you've got some frames here. So you can do all sorts of things. These are awesome. You might go, this is a really cool one actually. I haven't used it much. Where is it? There's one that looks like a phone, like a mobile phone. It's a tablet. Yeah. So, like if you're doing something for social media, you can put in here, and then you can put a photo of yourself directly onto your phone. And yeah, there you go. So how I move that then is I double click on it and see how you can move it. So you can readjust it. You can make it bigger. So actually I just want my face in there so they can see me, and then you click approve, and there you go. So you can do little cool things like that. So anything that you see that has this little tree and sunshine, sky, is what you're doing. So quite often I use these little circles, right? Because I might be doing things with a few other presenters, for instance. Is that the one I wanted? No. So honestly, oh yes it is, because it's just got the green background. So I might want to have, I might be doing something with some girlfriends. So I might be putting, or say these might be health related things. So you could put topical photos in here, you could put the presenter photos in here, whatever you like. You might put in some text. So I've got my text from my brand up here, but there's some really cool brand. There's one that I really liked the other day. Where is it? So I'm still finding new ones that I like to use. Honestly, it's constantly changing. This one, I really like this one. So you see how it's kind of got, different colors there. So again, you know how I changed it before? You can, you go up here and you can change the background to white. So let's just go into white there. And I probably don't want the blue text, so I'm going to go black. So you can see here how everything is editable. You know what I mean? I might want to have a play around, and you go, no, I want something a bit more simple. I'm going to go with this little box here. You know what I mean? So yeah, you can have a little play around. If you want to have topics underneath there, you can then go, well, how do I upload photos? Pretty simple. You just click on here, you go upload photos, you go into your picture section and you go, okay, I want a photo of, oops, where'd that go? I like some motivational photos. What else could I do? Lavender. So this is how you can really start to customize what you want. So you've got a product special for the day. You might be putting the products in there. You know what I mean? You might be, yeah, doing some motivational stuff and you go, oops, that doesn't fit. So you might want to, oh, it's not going to fit. That one's not going to work. So you're going to go, okay, well, I either have to change the box or I have to change the picture. So, yeah, in this instance, we're going to change the picture. It's always nice to have some kind of human in there. I think people like to resonate with people. So, yeah, you can put, let's have a look here. Oops. So, what's happened here? So if we could go low tox, health, wellness. Okay, and then I go, well, I don't like that font. I actually want to have a different font. So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to go my font for my brand. So you kind of get the idea. I just want something to look a little bit similar for you guys. Now, you might see here, do they have different text sizes? Say you need to change the text size, you can come up here and you can obviously pick what size you want. You can also change the spacing. This is really cool. I love to change the spacing, which isn't going to let me in there. So say I need to just add some text down here. So it's like a text box, any kind of text box, same as Word or anything like that. Join me Monday night at 7 p.m. And then I want to actually change the spacing. So I can go narrower or I can go wider. And I'm going to go wider because I'm a big one for layout. I really love to make sure things are balanced. I would actually just bring it out to the width of the pictures. You know what I mean? So yeah, you can move that in and see how we've got all the little lines pop up. I know that's centered. Does that make sense? And see here, see how that's centered? And if I go down to here, oh, see how they're all now aligned with one another? So I know that they're even. So yeah, it's a really beautiful tool that you can basically get really clean images without actually being a, I don't know, graphic designer. I'm just going to put the border back around these because at the moment they're green borders, so they're losing the background color. Oops. So yeah, I mean, it's a little bit fiddly sometimes, but I really love it. I really love enjoying working with it and figuring out different ways to create different styles and different feels. No, I don't want that one. I want that bigger too. So yeah, it's all to do with your own personal taste and your own personal style. So let's have a look here. We've gone through layouts. So there's different layouts and you can change and change and change in lots of different styles. You've got elements. So here you've got free photographs. So there's some really basic graphics that if you want to put a beautiful motivational picture or comment or something over a photograph, we quite often see those. They're super easy to do. I can show you on how to do those. Grids are really cool. This is grids of photographs. So rather than creating your own individual ones, you could just drop and drag your own preset ensemble and then just bring the photos in. So that's a really easy way to use grids, and there's obviously lots of different styles there. Frames is where you can create your own. So obviously go through and have a look. There's circles and shapes and, you know, pretty ones with different colors already included in them. Ones that are also got transparency in them already, which is kind of cool. So when you put in a photograph, it's behind the color. which is just, I just think that's really cool, really funky. So you can have a look at frames, then you can have a look into shapes. So I quite often use shapes if I want to create that overlook myself. So obviously I don't want it green because you can't see it. But say I want to have a little, or say my branding, I've got a bit of a triangle orange thing going on. I can actually click on here, and I don't know if I, yes I can. And then see I can create my own transparency. So I could put that there, and I could create it myself using this little transparency up here. Okay, so you might have a number that you particularly like to work with. You might go, well, actually, I want to have this behind. So you can go here back, and you can actually bring this behind the image, or you can bring it in front of the image. Does that make sense? So that's a really cool little thing that you can do as well. Yeah. So there's some shapes. You've also got some lines. You know, sometimes it's just nice to put a really cool arrow to emphasize something. So, you know, this might be your arrow, for instance, but you don't want it pointing that way. You want it pointing up, for instance, that way. And I'm going to make it smaller, so then I'm going to put that up here. So, and then you want to change the color. So, yeah, you can have a good play with it. So there's lots of different shapes and lines. Little illustrations. I don't really use these, but if you're doing something like, I think it's under here. If you're doing something with like more business things, learning things, there are some really good illustrations. I don't know if it's under illustrations. Doesn't look like it. Where would it be? Under icons. There's some really good little icons that you can use. So say you're doing a business training thing, you can use that sign, or say you're doing some marketing web tools. I don't know why that one's still sitting there. You could use different ones like that just to make it really cool and funky. So little icons you could use as well. I don't know why that's sitting there. And then these are some other ones, obviously, that you can have a play around with. Text I showed you before, so you can have different size headings. You can have different already pre-designed little logos. I use this one quite a lot too. It's quite a popular one I use. These ones I've all used. It just depends on what your branding and what your feel is for things. Obviously, if you pick something with a color in it, you can change the color. You can change the font. I've used that one before. Yeah, I used these before. Background. So this is obviously if you want to actually bring some texture in. So say, for instance, I don't know if this is going to work. Yes, it is. There you go. So I want some texture there. I didn't want the plain, boring background. So I could just drop and drag that into the background and do it that way, which is really cool, something a little bit different. But I like to keep things pretty simple. I don't like to make things too overcomplicated. Like this is not something that I would probably normally create. I'm just mucking around for you guys. But obviously when you're uploading your own images, it's much easier to do things. And then obviously you can name it something. So up here where it says SA, I would put essential oil road trip, and I might put in May, for instance, and then I would go done. And when I save it as a PDF, which is what I'm going to do as a print standard, that's the best way to do it, I guess. I can also save it as a JPEG because sometimes it's nice to have an image of it that you can then share on social media rather than people having to download a PDF. But if you want to print something, or if you want to email it to someone to print off, do it as a PDF, and then you can also save it as a JPEG. Cool, so let's just save it as a PDF. Now, the other thing that you can do is that say you're creating something for a similar event, but over and over and over again, that you need to change the details. So I can show you that. I've got on here, it keeps, I'm going to leave. It keeps everything that you've used before, right? So say, for instance, I've got a promotion on at the moment for some Lifelong Vitality. If you order it, that you go into the draw to win some other supplements and things. So this is for May, but say I wanted to continue it into June. I don't want to change this. I want to create another one that I can edit. So if you go over to here to File, and you can go make a copy. So it's just going to replicate that again. So I have my original one, and now I'm creating another one. See, it says up here, copy. of that. And I'm going to change this to June. And I'm going to put in, I don't know, I'm going to look for maybe like a banner that I can put up that I could put like extended or something along those lines. So I would probably go into elements. I would probably go into, I could look into lines. There might be a really fat line, maybe. Maybe not. I don't want to, I want to go shapes actually, and I'm going to get a rectangle or this because I can actually make it into a shape like that. So I could put it up there. I don't want it green. I actually want it to stand out. So I'm going to make it maybe orange because I think red's a bit harsh. And then I want to put the text over it. So then I'm going to go this and I'm going to write extended, and then I'm going to put it up here, right? And then I'm going to twist it so it's in line with everything else. I'm going to make it bigger, and I'm going to make it bigger text. So I just kind of play around with a number that works for me. Just keep going up until I find something I like. I don't think I can bold this text, but there's some ones that you can obviously bold. I'm also probably going to make it spaced out a little bit, just because it's nicer to have that bit of space. Yeah, so that's how I could edit it rather than having to recreate the whole thing. I've just gone in and changed it. I need to change this word here too. Yeah, and then I will save that as, oh, oops, actually, before I do that, I'm going to change the title of it to June. Done, and then it'll just download it again. So hopefully that makes sense, because as I said, everything stays there. So what you'll do is you'll go back and you'll notice how, like I go back and look at the early stuff I used to create and it wasn't great. So I'm finding my way with this as well, just like everyone else will. But yeah, there you go. It honestly doesn't take very long once you get your hang of it, and it's really fun to actually start to explore your creativity, explore the different types of options with designs, because even though social media and basically the Instagram ones look similar, you know, like it's a square box, they actually have very different here layouts that are on offer. So very different style, different feel. So it's worth going in and having a play with it. You can also completely customize your own template, your own layout. So you use custom dimensions. So you just put in whatever you want. I don't know if this is going to, oops. I don't know if this is going to work. I haven't actually done this before. You can do it as pixels. Let's go millimeters and go design. And then, so if you're working with a website or you need something really specific, you can obviously create anything that you need. But for the beginners, which is what basically I wanted to show you here today, the basic things: go in, find a template that resonates with you. Maybe you want to just do a header for your social media page, you know what I mean? So you can actually go down here to Facebook cover. Now, I think Facebook covers have slightly changed a little bit. I think they're a little bit narrower, but it's going to give you a really good basis for it. You might really love the idea of this kind of color scheme. You might want to have this as your background, see how it brings over the color scheme. And you could put in, see, obviously it's an orange temp. Oh, whoops, I didn't want to do that. How do I undo? So actually, I wonder. No, why has it done that? Anyway, like I said, you can have a play. You can see what works for you and what doesn't. So does that make sense? You can then change your text. You can change your thing. You can add in another element in here. You can add a frame in. So for instance, if I'm using my logo, I can just put in like a little circle. Like if you haven't got like if you've got your logo in a square, for instance, but you don't have it in that invisible background watermark or pretty thing, you can muck around with that. So this is actually a square image, but I've put it into a circle, so it looks like it's a circle. So you can kind of fluff things a little bit if you need to, you know what I mean? Otherwise, I do have my own watermark now, but which obviously would look a lot nicer and cleaner, but like you said, you can only do with what you've got. So just create something, you know what I mean? The other thing is, if you don't want to do like something like that, another thing that's really easy is if you just go up here and you just get a shape and you just get a square and you just, oops, for instance, like that, and you make it white. Make it white. So it's a bit off white. That's how do I make it white? Oops. What's it doing now? Oh, that's my brand. How do I try and get it really white? And then I want to obviously send that back. So you could actually get rid of that. Get rid of that. No. Did I want to do that? No, I didn't. Can I drag that over there? Yeah, I can. So I can drag that over there. So if that's a white background, you see, now it looks like it's meant to be like that. And you've got text on there or a contact details or something like that, you can actually make it look like it's supposed to design that way. So yes, anyway, that's pretty much it. I don't know, let's leave that. I don't know if there's much else that I've missed for you guys. If there's any particular element in here that you don't understand, obviously just comment below this video and I can show you a little bit more. But yeah, all I can recommend is obviously going in, having a play. You can also share these designs, so you can create a team. You can I can find, so Alicia, like this is one of my leaders, she has shared this with me so we can co-edit documents, so that's really cool. So you can actually add your team into one, so rather than having multiple resources. That said, when people go in, they do re-edit it. So just make sure you copy and you maybe save it under your own name so you don't have to recreate the wheel. But you can obviously share these with people. So let's just see if I can show you how to do that. I just have to remember now. Share. So if I want to share this, I can either share it on social media, I can share a link, I can share it with people. So I can literally add in someone's email address. If they've got a Canva thing, then they can access it. So I can do it as just to view it, or I can do it to edit it, and I can send it to them and then they'll have it pop up in their screen. There is also a way in this business way that you can actually have a joint account, or you can even open a Canva account just for your team. So everyone has access to it and can use it that way. So yes, hopefully this has been informative for you guys. If you have any questions, leave them down below. Feel free to like, share, comment. Yeah, that's Canva. It is a wonderful resource. There's also wonderful apps that you can get on your phone. A few that I like are, like PicMonkey is another website too, as well as an app. Over, O-V-E-R, that's a really good one. I do pay a couple of dollars for that, but it makes really great graphic, simple ones for your phone. I don't have an iPhone, so I know iPhones have a few extra ones which are fantastic as well. What's another one that I use? Yeah, probably Over is probably the main one, and PicMonkey. So hopefully that's inspired you to go create something and not feel like you have to be a graphic designer to actually do so. Okay, have a great day. Bye.